Oh, you can't miss the love in the place. I bounce out of bed in the morning, even on the hardest days. You're battling for the soul of a kid. It's a joy to be able to come. I'm the luckiest man in the world. Greatest job in the world. It's deep in my faith and my trust in God. Going to Mass every morning starts the day off very, very prayerfully, because I realize that you're in a sacred place. You take off your shoes, you're in a sacred place. And De La Salle is in many ways is a sacred place, because we've seen the transformation. We've seen the Holy Spirit work through the faculty, work through other kids. That's how it's changed me. So many people said it couldn't be done, and I trust it. So to me, if it's done anything for me, it's just deepened and strengthened my faith. I think the key to De La Salle's success is a very clearly articulated vision mission. Any organization that is worth its salt it has a very clear value system that everybody buys into and everybody tries to live. It's about talented kids, low-income families. It's about providing them with an opportunity that they normally would not have. It's about letting youngsters with talent who probably would just be settle for mediocrity because nobody ever gave them the opportunity to fully develop the talents that they have. And because of that vision mission, we've attracted a wonderful group of teachers who understand what it takes to be a force in the lives of kids. A board, supporters, parents and students who really have to make a commitment to the vision mission. And that just is what drives all of us. Yes, hi, how are you?
Brother Brian Carty is principal of De La Salle Academy in New York, a selective private middle school he founded 11 years ago for bright but poor 6th, 7th, and 8th graders.
How many of you were the top student in your class? Raise your hand. How many of you were number one? Enjoy that past experience. At De La Salle, there is no number one. At De La Salle, we do not compete. Each one of us has our own gifts, and we're asked to use those gifts as God has given them to us.
Brother Brian belongs to the Catholic Order of Christian Brothers. He taught biology and was principal of the Monsignor Kelly School in the late 60s. When the Archdiocese closed that school for gifted but poor students in 1972, Brother Brian stayed in touch with the Kelly alumni. With their support, he launched De La Salle Academy.
It was an amazing group of people gathered together, the original 53 members of the faculty. And in a very short period of time, camaraderie developed, a supportive environment. The changes that we had put into place, things like accelerating as fast as we could, about helping one another, all of these things just instantly created an environment where we didn't have to compete. Nobody was cool. It was just us. So opening up a school like De La Salle in 1984 in some ways was a no-brainer. The need was just so clear and so evident. A private independent school could do something that a public school couldn't. We were blessed to have the funding, and the dream began. De La Salle is about tomorrow. It's about preparing yourselves now to be able to make a mark in the world 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So it is about leadership. And you don't become a leader unless you believe. I think the recent election of President Obama, that whole sense of mission and hope that is almost rekindled in so many of the young folk that just wasn't there before. And De La Salle is about that, doing that same thing, about having the kids know that God has given them a gift. Their job is to use that gift to the best that they can and to make a difference in the world.
I think as a 12 or 13-year-old, you're still developing your values. And I think coming to a place that has good values is a great foundation for your own. You really don't know what kind of person you are, and it's a very formative period in your life. So coming to a place where the values we had were care, trust, fostering close relationships, integrity, standing up for yourself, being a confident individual. I kind of internalized all those, and I realized this many years down the line that they really stemmed from this place.
Actually, we're not teaching us down here. we deep enough?
Yeah, we didn't. He said, cut it as a
Do that one, do that one.
Oh!
No more.
Teachers are professionals that are treated the least professional within the culture. It is the most sacred of professions as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, a teacher is head and heart. It's not just knowledge and the transmission of information. It's about creating an environment. It's about supporting, particularly it's about establishing an appropriate relationship, one which allows the kid to have another adult input into them about as they go into the struggle trying to put their own identity together. So it's good adult support. I always say that every teacher every day, if it's a good teacher, leaves a little bit of themselves behind every single day. So what do I look for in faculty? I look for somebody who can take youngsters into their heart. I just don't want instructors. If De La Salle was full of just good instructors and that spiritual piece, that piece of the heart wasn't here, De La Salle wouldn't be a success. We'd be cranking out very, very bright kids, great on test scores, but a whole other part of that child just would be lost, wouldn't be touched.
I think that a lot of other schools that aren't like De La Salle, they turn out kids that are mistrustful, that they don't really trust the people out there, that they've been given the wrong impression that everyone's out to get them, that it's always competition against someone else. But when you come to school like De La Salle, you can see it's not all about who gets the best grades. It's not all about who gets the best recommendations, who gets into the best high schools. It's about something more than that. It's about being a good person, about being able to be yourself, to trust people, to make friends.
De La Salle really was one of the foundations of who I am today. Even outside just of my academic route, just the person that I became, someone who really values just caring for people and trying to keep true to yourself. It really made me a stronger person.
Even though we're a private, independent, non-sectarian school, we're a very faith-filled community. Part of the Lasallian tradition is about seeing ourselves in relation to the other, to the more spiritual aspects of life. Even though we come from religiously a very, very diverse community, we probably have every single one of the major and even minor faith traditions represented here at De La Salle. Our own faith experience kind of drives us, it gives us a purpose, affirming our place in this larger reality, giving us a sense of hope. It's a personal mission. We're not here just to exploit the world. We're here to create a legacy, to make it a better place, to plan for a hope-filled future. De La Salle is about mission. It's about finding our own personal mission. What is God calling us to do? So part of everything that I talk to the kids about is, okay, what are you going to do with the gifts that you have? If you're just using them for yourself, you're going to end up being isolated and alone because it's always going to be about you. And it's not going to be about others. Your legacy is going to be about selfishness, about exploitation, about what's in it for you. Happiness is always found in other people. It's not found in things. So what I ask the youngsters to do, and part of my graduation speech almost every year is that I hope that sometime during their career that they spend some time in the classroom.
Two gentlemen, lady in the back, Alexis.
I became a teacher because I know that the students in the public school system in which I teach are me. That I am them. And then when I think about my future, the future of generations to come after me, what a better world it will be as a result of my taking everything that I learned here. And each year, whether it be by 10, by 20, by 30, I know that I've made a difference, that I have instilled a sense of hope and promise, that I have let my students know that they can remain boundless.
When I look back when we started back in 1984, I never dreamed that we would be here. I mean, it was part of the. We were hand to mouth. It was one of these field of dreams kind of things. Build it and they will come. And people came. Two very secret wishes. One is that the De La Salle alums who have committed themselves to education will someday gather together and will open a charter school based on the best of De La Salle. The second thing is that we've replicated the De La Salle at George Jackson Academy, taking the best of what we are and put it in another environment. So we know that what we have created is not just serendipity, that there is something that can be done. There is a model, there are behaviors, there is a mindset that is powerfully effective. So the other thing is that there would be more schools like this that come, look at us, want to replicate as best they can the best of who we are. So the effect of De La Salle is spreading. Our spirit of faith, a spirit of optimism, a spirit of hope, a spirit of community is being shared with other kids, other people.